Welcome. Dialysis compounds Granuflo and Naturalyte acetic acid concentrate have been treated as 510K medical devices since 2003. The manufacturer, FMC, learned in 2010 that these devices pose dangers and health risks, and since 2010, 941 patients have suffered cardiac arrest during dialysis as a result of using Granuflo and Naturalyte. My guests are attorneys associated with the litigation in this case. Ronnie Penton, as an attorney with Penton Law Firm in Louisiana, and Rick Kuykendall with Kuykendall and Associates in Fairhope, Alabama. Welcome to you both, gentlemen.
Morning.
Hey, Scott. Good afternoon.
So I guess I'll just throw this up to you both here. Give us some more details on what happened here.
Well, Scott, before we do, let me say that I want to congratulate LBN on two things. Number one, I think the network does a real service to not only the legal community by getting out in a timely fashion, breaking news and on new litigation, but more importantly to listeners who aren't lawyers who just happen to type in the right words to get to you. This is an important and urgent sort of case with health implications for people who are currently on dialysis because of the shelf life of the product and the questions about the recall, which we'll be talking about in depth in just a minute. But our firm, Kuykendall Associates, has teamed up with Ronnie Penton's law firm and others who are on the forefront of the litigation in Massachusetts and all throughout the country. And so I'm really going to turn it over to Ronnie because he's been out front on this case and done most of the legwork, which will acquaint our listeners with the things that they need to know about what happened, what they should do, and what they should be on the lookout for. And I can talk a little bit at the end about where I see this litigation going.
Ronnie, so what actually happened here? Give us some of the details.
Well, Scott, Fresenius Medical is the largest dialysis provider in the world. They provide dialysis machines as well as dialysis chemical compounds. One of those compounds is called Granuflo. Granuflo is a chemical compound used in the dialysis treatment process that helps filter the blood of toxins for someone who has impairment of their kidney function. Prior to 2003, Fresenius was using a pre-mixed Granuflo that would be shipped to various centers in the United States in 55-gallon drums. But because of the cost of shipping, they decided to develop a concentrate, a powdered chemical that could be shipped in normal-sized boxes. And they did that in May of 2003 and had it approved. The problem with that was that it turned out that this concentrate powdered Granuflo ended up being 6 to 8 times more powerful than the pre-mixed liquid in the 55-gallon drums. What occurred is many deaths began to occur in the dialysis clinics around the country. The problem and the reason the litigation resulted is because Fresenius failed to inform even their own doctors and their own dialysis centers around the United States of this problem for over a year after they discovered it. And so as a result, this litigation was instituted for many, many deaths around the United States as a result of causing many people to become very ill and many thousands of people to die. So that's the history of the litigation and why it occurred and chemically what occurred to the various patients.
Rick, can you give us a little update on the status of the litigation and some of the working parts here and what stage you're in right now?
Well, it's in the earliest stages. Ronnie mentioned that the FDA has made a recall. The recall is not a total recall, as to my appreciation and understanding of all the product. It's a sort of a selective recall. So anybody that's out taking dialysis now needs to inquire of the person administering the dialysis whether or not either of these products are being used when they're taking it. But as far as the litigation is concerned, there's really two centers. The manufacturer is home state is Massachusetts, and so there's a state court docket that is developed in that state. They have a procedure there that, under certain circumstances, one judge can be appointed to serve as sort of a state MDL tort judge. That process is ongoing. It started rather, in both Suffolk County and the county in which the company is its home county. So there's going to be a big fight up there about where this case ends up, and also which judge will get it, and if they'll even be able to get a consolidated docket. So that's one to watch. Ronnie and I, of course, are involved in that process with the good lawyers that are working up there, filing cases in Massachusetts. Then, of course, there's on the specter, on the forefront, the possibility and the likelihood of a multi-district litigation being formed. There's been a petition filed. No one can be certain where the case will go now. You'll recall our early conversations about BP and other mass torts. That'll be up to the MDL panel, which will meet soon. They did not. It was not on the March docket. It'll be on the next docket, and that court will, the MDL court, will decide where this case will go. Well, first they'll decide if it should be MDL'd, if it should be consolidated, and where it will go. Ronnie and I and other lawyers are placing cases or filing cases now all around the country where these things occur. And it's amazing to us how many people are calling in, widows are calling in, or widowers calling in, where their loved one died on the table while this product was being administered. It's just astounding how many cases there are out there and the impact that it's had on people. So we have filed cases or are about to file cases in about 17 states, in addition to Massachusetts. So we'll have to keep up and keep your listeners up on, as the litigation grows, where it's going to be centered and how it's going to be administered. My guess will be there'll be an active docket in Massachusetts, and there'll be an active MDL docket. And, of course, Ronnie and I will be on the forefront of it.
Hey, Ronnie, is there a way that people can contact you if they have some questions?
Sure. They can call our special number in Louisiana, which is 985-732-1838, and we'll be happy to send them information and to educate them about what their loved ones have been experiencing.
Again, my guests have been Rick Kuykendall with Kuykendall & Associates in Fairhope, Alabama, and Ronnie Penton with the Penton Law Firm in Louisiana. Thank you, gentlemen, to you both. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.